I drove 5 hours to go to a kid's dinosaur exhibit for you guys. You're welcome.
That's it. That's my intro.
Hey, I'm Amanda, you're watching Swell Entertainment, and when I say that I'm mostly joking, I'm mostly not, because that's exactly what I did. I did it because people on TikTok were tagging me in a couple of parents' videos about this exhibit that was happening, I think in Toronto at the time, and you guys were like, get there, Swell, I need your opinion on this, what's going on? And because of my crazy travel schedule right now, because we are officially in event season, I know events happen throughout the year, but this time of year there's something every single weekend, so I'm constantly doing something. And sure enough, the one that was taking place in LA was actually going on while I was in Pennsylvania for Paracon. So my only option was to get up at 3 a.m. today and drive all the way to Santa Clara, California, so I could go to Jurassic Quest. Not Jurassic World, not Jurassic Park, no, Jurassic Quest. I'm sure they're going to say that they wanted to make it a quest, but I do think they just couldn't get the trademark.
But really quick, let me thank the sponsor for today's video, Holzkern. You may know Holzkern only as the wooden watch company. However, they are so much more, and right now they're doing an incredible donation special with me. Right now, every sale on Holzkern, whether you buy a watch, jewelry, or bag, you will be helping raise money for 3 important projects: conservation, animal welfare, and children's aid. When you make a purchase from Holzkern using the code DONATESWELL, you get 10% off your order, but also 5% of your order gets donated to all 3 of these charitable projects. Holzkern is very big on using pieces of the world to help make their pieces, which leads to every piece being just a little bit unique, like my watch or my bag literally made out of wood. Pick a piece of the world with you while also helping to support the world. Can't wait to see what pieces you fall in love with, and thank you again to Holzkern for sponsoring this video.
I got a room at a Holiday Inn so that I could sleep. I have to kind of keep my voice down because I'm fairly close to the lobby. So I'm on like the farthest side of the room from the door, and my voice kind of carries if you can't tell. I'm trying not to be, disruptive and get kicked out, because honestly, I don't want to do the 5-hour drive again right now. Probably gonna leave at like 3 in the morning or something, because I have a different event tomorrow night that I have to be back for. But yes, I came all the way out here to Jurassic Quest, and I just left a little while ago. I ended up putting in about 2.5 hours, which I think is pretty solid. The email they sent out the day of was already like, have like 2 hours prepared for your time slot and all this stuff. And today it opened from 1 to I think 8 p.m. So it's technically still open right now. I don't think I get readmission. I think once you leave, you're done. So the original video that I was tagged in repeatedly on TikTok is from Melissa Epp.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Seen the ads for Jurassic Quest. Spend nearly $200 for tickets. Save your money, folks. Save your money. My daughter as well. At least we had an adventure. Immediately started looking into it. It was very hard for me to get, getting around California is not an easy feat. It's fucking annoying. This state is laid out in the worst way possible. Not just our cities, like our infrastructure is not designed for logic. It's designed for how many more buildings can we add? Can we get more apartments? Yay. That's how California is designed for the most part. Where I'm in right now is Santa Clara. So to get from LA to here, I went through a load of desert and some farmland. Less desert, more farmland, lots of hills and such. But I said I was so jealous on her video, and a bunch of people were like, oh my god, I was literally about to send this to you, all this stuff. And I was like, it's 5 hours away. And they were like, I will make a fund for road trip snacks if it means you'll go. So I went, I paid for my own snacks. So let's talk about Jurassic Quest. So it's my understanding is that there are 2 types of tours here. I think I'm out of luck for finding exactly where she was. I'm assuming it's the Canadian one because it's the only thing that makes sense, but there's basically 2 bits to this. There's the Canadian tour stops and the US tour stops. Mostly we are in the US tour stops, but there is, I believe, a second tour happening in Canada that's the same parent company but different bits, because like her Jurassic Quest sign is way more ancient and cheesy looking than say the one that we had. See, I'm looking at this now. This has a maximum weight limit of 140 pounds. I could have gone on these things, okay? I'm 145, but still, I'm just like a giant toddler. Look at my shirt. She says wearing a toddler size 4. Yes, I bought a shirt. It was the only thing I wanted to buy there, so I bought a shirt with cartoon dinosaurs on it. It says Jurassic Quest. That does not fit me. So basically there's general admission, kids admission, unlimited ticket for a child, and then a Tracker Quest merchandise add-on. Basically, San Jose, Santa Clara Expo Hall, May 26th, 1 p.m. Today opened at 1 p.m. I tried to get there as soon as I possibly could. So admission for tickets to general admission, it was $22 for an adult. And then my super cool merchandise bag, $25. We will go through this in a moment.
I'm very tired, so I took like an hour and a half nap. And honestly, I don't think it helped things, but hopefully I'll be able to make it a few hours. Here's the fit. I'm so tired.
This is not on Jurassic Quest whatsoever, but Santa Clara County Fairgrounds, your guys' parking situation is jacked up. Oh my God. So basically, when you go to the fairgrounds, none of the connected fairgrounds parking were open. The parking was across the street. But if you put in like, parking, the parking lot entrance that it would bring you to was actually the exit. So I went around 3 times trying to find the entrance, found the entrance, and then I missed it the first time because it's like, just happens. There's no big sign. You're just like, whoop. Missed it. They did bag checks and had the metal detector wands. For the record, I had a plan if anyone questions why I wasn't there with the child, because I wasn't sure what the deal was, because obviously Jurassic Quest probably for kids, but you never know with some events. So though I saw several people that were there without children as well, I had a plan to say that I was meeting my sister and her son inside. I'm just here to be the fun party at. Because I had to drive so far, I didn't even think to ask one of my cousins to borrow one of their kids. You know, that sounds so bad. Like I'm borrowing a sweater. It's a whole human child. I do wish I would have had a child with me because I could have reviewed way more, but still. So I get in and they're like, okay, you can just go over there. There's like a table set up and they have multiple scannings, but people are in clumps because it's a bunch of families, so no one really knows what's going on. They're not really doing a super good job about explaining like, oh yeah, ticket. If you need to purchase a ticket, it's up here. If you don't need to purchase a ticket, it's here. So I go up there, they scan my pass, gave me this stamp that I can't make out. I just see the word entry. I don't know what else was above it. I think it's Jurassic Quest, JQ entry, I think. They gave me my bag. And some kids were annoyed that I got a bag and they did not. Tell your parents to spend more money. So right away, you just see 2 dinosaurs out front. These ones are not moving. What I really did like about this as an adult who likes animatronics, they had animatronic dinosaurs kind of sprinkled throughout the exhibit and throughout the Jurassic Quest event, which I thought was cool. I think most of the big dinosaurs were animatronics and then they just weren't on or they didn't work, because quite a few of them you could see that like their tail segments and things like that were rubbery so they could have movement, but they weren't moving. So moving. So I think that's what it was. Throughout the park as well, there are these giant eggs that you can stick your child inside of. I thought about getting inside of one, but then I thought it would be super embarrassing for a 25-year-old woman to get stuck inside the egg at Jurassic Quest. I have my limits on some things. Getting carved out of an egg with the jaws of life is one of them. I'll join a cult, but I refuse to let a hot firefighter see me in that state. There wasn't a ton of blow up dinosaurs. I will say that. That was like the thing I was really looking forward to, is like getting photos with like super goofy blow up dinosaurs. There was a couple, I'm sure on the thumbnail, I will use one from one of the obstacle courses or slides because it's just so goofy looking that it's probably going to be like the thumbnail face of like Jurassic Quest. You know, just in case, because I know some of you will be concerned. I did not get punched in the face. I barely have any makeup on. I did not get punched in the face. I just got Botox and I bruised like a peach. That's it. I got a little bit of baby Botox, and before anyone gives me attitude, I don't care. It's my face. Thank you. Thank you. Transparency. Back to ancient history. While we talk about me avoiding being ancient. Next, I'm assuming this guy thought I was a prick, thought I was messing with someone or something, but I tried to get a selfie video with his puppet dinosaur and he immediately moved past me and went to go talk to the children behind me, which is fine. I get it. This is for the kids, but also like, I paid money, my guy. Like, I'm not going to be like, excuse me, but I just thought that was funny. Like, I was all excited for the puppet, the little baby dinosaur puppet, and he just boop. He was standing at the entrance so everyone would pass him, and like the kids were getting like interactions, like, oh, look at the dinosaur, yay, honey, look, do you want a photo with, do you want to pet the dinosaur, honey, yay. And then I'm like getting a selfie video and he's just like, whoop. I get it, maybe you didn't want to be on camera, that's fine, you know, but like, let me pet the dinosaur. So let me go inside, and that's where we see the Jurassic Quest sign. Now this thing is beat up. I don't want to pretend that it's not. It's like a printed actual Jurassic Quest sign. It's not the carved letters that was in Melissa's video, which is why I think there's 2 distinct groups at least traveling around at any given time, and she just got like the shit one. And then once you walk through the arches, you were immediately into Jurassic Park. I'm sorry, Jurassic Quest. This is the museum setup where they basically have a bunch of giant dinosaur non-operational animatronics inside different pens with little factoids and stuff. The number of dinosaurs I counted in this area was 58. I don't know how accurate that is though, because there was a lot of large dinosaurs and a lot of small dinosaurs. I think I just witnessed a drug deal. Anyways, moving back to the dinosaur discussion, because that's not my fucking business. This part was definitely different than Melissa's video. This one, the lights, and also it's different from a lot of the marketing on the website because the Santa Clara Expo Hall has a way to kind of darken the lights on one side. So they were able to kind of had more mood lighting in this area, a little more purple lights, kind of misty looking, even though there's no mist. I think a little bit of fog would have been fine. You guys could have had fog. Kids love fog. Running around in fog. We lost a child in the fog. I mean, I get it. But like, would have added to the mystique of the dinosaurs. Kids would have loved it. But this was kind of fun. They had like some sound effects going on. They had a big volcano with like, construction tape. Is that what it's called? Like the orange tape when they need to block off like a construction zone for whatever reason. They had that as like the lava. I think that's what it was, if I remember correctly. That's the first thought I had when I saw it. Throughout all the dinosaur exhibits as well, they had placards, pretty big placards as well, which I do like. I do like the size versus having them very small, so that parents are bending over trying to read them to their kids, whereas this was much bigger. So if parents were holding their kids, they could read it much easier. And then once you leave this area, you are kind of spit right out into the main expo hall.
Lots of open space. I mean, I would at least have more chairs or tables for parents to sit, especially since there's so many kids running around. Part of me wonders if someone thinks that, like, my child is just somewhere unsupervised, and that's why I'm walking around alone.
Once again, I think the space could have been utilized better. You have so many parents, and it gets so hot. I think it got up to 85 today when I'm out here. So you have tables outside, but I think having more tables or chairs inside is smart, especially when you have so many kids and so many parents. I don't think there's anything wrong with utilizing that space versus having massive open bits in there. In front of this section, once you come out of the museum section, is an actual museum section. And let me tell you, the staff member behind the counter here was dripped the fuck out. I did not get any photos or clips of him because I was like, I don't want to get him in trouble or anything. But this guy was like iced out. He had like 3 different chains on, like all down. Oh god. Immaculate drip. He had great vibes, stellar vibes. He was like, yeah, everything inside the cases is real, everything outside of the cases is a replica, which is fine. But I don't know, I just think that the barricade was super far away from the actual tables, and when you do have those tiny itty bitty placards on there, I know I'm dyslexic and I wear glasses that I probably need to be an updated prescription, but can you read this shit? Because I can't. Not that a child's gonna read it, but like, I don't know, a parent might. I always think that there's something fun for parents to do at events like this. There was mostly nothing. I know you gotta watch your kids, but still, something. Maybe the parents also like dinosaur stuff. Maybe that's where their kids got their hyperfixations from. I get not having the barricade right up there because you don't want kids running up, grabbing things and taking off because sprinter's gonna sprint, but something a little closer so that we could actually read the placards if you're gonna have them out there. And then to the right is the thing that's gonna haunt my nightmares, is wasted potential for this video. Do you know how great it would have been if I got a clip of me riding a fucking dinosaur? This is why I need a child. I was like, oh my God, I wonder if they'll let me on the dinosaur. Because like I'm close enough to 140 pounds that I think I could lie. Then I found out that it was for 10 and under. All the rides. Everything. 10 and under. I'm about 15 years too late. So that's oh God, 16 years now? I don't know. How old am I? I believe there was 5 or 6 rideable dinosaurs inside. Pretty big. Every single one. It was like a 2-minute ride, I think, more than anything. Then they had the excavation center where you could get a little like fossil bit and dig it out with your kid. Then there was a little art section. There was a quest going on the entire time. I don't fully understand how that was going to work. However, they didn't seem like they were keen on telling me because I was not with a child. They had a blow-up projector screen set up. Nothing was ever playing on there, so I don't know what was going to happen there. They had a couple of screens around talking about different dinosaur facts and different dinosaur characters and things like that. Well, like the wranglers and the park rangers of sorts of Jurassic Quest. I'm assuming that was probably going to be more videos of that.
Oh, Jojo loves something. Jojo, say cheese.
Hello! Hi!
Jojo, your eyes are closed. Open them.
Oh no!
There we go.
You're blinking, come on. Okay, that is fun. I'll give them that.
Past that, they had a bunch of dividers that was basically just posters of the different elements and eras of the Jurassic era or the prehistoric era. Paleozoic. I'm an English degree. I have an English degree. Hello, college. Do you want your degree back? Past that, against the back wall, they had two little games set up, like carnival games. They had a football throwing game and a basketball throwing game. And there was no children over there. So I did not feel bad setting up my camera and taking a few little clips of me trying and only getting like 2 baskets in of these things. I tried to dribble this thing and it barely bounced. So they were a little deflated, but they were meant for children. So you know what? I'm not going to blame the fact that I'm bad at sports. I'm going to blame the equipment. What can I say? I'm a true athlete. Then they had the gift shop like right in the middle. And the gift shop, they also said like, oh, buy tickets and upgrades here. And I thought that was odd. I was like, okay, well, I got in. Do I need to buy more? So then I went outside because they were like, oh, more exhibits outside. And I had seen there were blow up bouncy castles and stuff outside. So I was like, okay, go outside, start looking around.
I don't want to film the kids, but they have little like Jeeps, like they're remote control cars. Kids are riding around on those.
I originally thought that they were being pushed by the staff. They did have a motor. They did run on their own. But in an effort to steer and make sure these children, these toddlers didn't kill each other, they would always have a staffer like holding on to the back of it in case they needed to yoink it back or something like that is my understanding. Past that, they had little rideable dinosaurs that were quite literally on wheels that would like inchward. I don't know what that sound was. Inchwards on their feet. And I got a clip of a few of them as they were charging. These I understand not being able to ride. It's kind of like me getting on like one of the little tiny horses, those little ponies. I would kill that thing. I would probably kill this thing. I get it. That big T-Rex though in the expo hall. Mama could have rid that. I don't know why I'm talking. I'm so tired. There was a slide and like some blow up obstacle courses. One of them was very clear, like, oh, this age and under, socks, bring socks. We'd gotten an email beforehand telling us to bring socks. So I made sure I had socks on. There's a couple more dinosaurs outside. A few of them were moving, so I got clips of those.
What I like about this dinosaur is this hatch right here. I'm desperate to go inside of it, even though I think it would be detrimental for my health. Some of the dinosaurs are better built than others. You know, we got this crease up here. Clearly has been moved around a lot. Obviously they transport it in pieces because that just makes the most sense. The paint job's pretty cool actually. I think that's pretty nice. This one doesn't move at all, but I wonder if all of them were supposed to move at one point because this one's got creases in the tail, which makes me think there's a motor or something back there, but I don't know.
One of the dinosaurs at the front, they had the hatch open under like the belly, and I was immediately like, I want to go inside there, even though I'm afraid of the brazen bull torture method, and I would probably immediately just start having like an anxiety attack the moment I got inside that thing because I would immediately start thinking about that and thinking I'm going to be boiled, baked, roasted alive. But in the moment I was like, that's a great time. In the middle of everything there was these like pits, and I was like, oh, this is part of the project? And I started walking up and I was like, hey, what is this? To the guy attending there, he's like, oh, so this is like an excavation site. So there's sandboxes. We've got some buried bones inside of there that the kids can undo and all that. I was like, cool, can I do it? And he was like, oh, do you have a wristband? And I said, I got a stamp. Do I need a wristband? They just gave me a stamp. And he was like, yeah, you can totally do this. You probably can't do any of the rides or anything because I think it's 10 and under, but I think you could do this.
I'm gonna go inside and get a wristband because he says that I can do the activation thingy, but I don't want to get him in trouble, so I need to see if I need a wristband or not. All right, we have confirmation. I can get on no rides and do no activities, but I'm allowed to do the excavation. Normally, tickets are $16, or a wristband is $16, and that gets you on all the rides and all the activities for kids, but it's only for kids. So she just gave me a ticket for free so I could go do the excavation. So we're gonna do the excavation and live our archaeology dreams.
I didn't get the cost of like what the actual like ticket by ticket is because I think for rides and things, you could give a ticket or have the unlimited wristband. Best value for kids 2 to 10. That's $36 for the unlimited. Kids standard admission is $22. General admission is $22. That's bullshit. I don't think kids and parents should have the same general admission cost, especially when the kids are the ones that can't participate. Like then it's another $16. So you basically end up paying for the upgrade wristband anyway once you get inside. They didn't tell me what the individual ticket cost was. I didn't get that answer. So yeah, I can understand why she ended up paying like $200 or something for all of her kids and then her and maybe her partner. I'm guessing it was probably the 4 of them because that adds up. I do think this is fun for kids if your kids are, again, under the age of 10. I think the younger the better. Some kids were afraid of the dinosaurs. Most were not. Just do the unlimited, okay? You'll save yourself hassle later. If you spend 2 hours there, it's probably worth it. I don't know. Wear your kids out. Get them excited. You're going to spend money anyway. I don't know what the ticket was, but she gave me one. Went outside, gave him the ticket, and I was like, hey, here you go. And he was like, oh, yeah, explained it. So we got to talking. He was like, so you just came by yourself? And I was like, yeah, I review events. I just do my spiel. Find out he just got involved with Jurassic Quest. He's been doing like 2 things. He's got a 9-year-old daughter who loves dinosaurs, so she was like, I want to go to this. So he was like, oh, this is cool, like, yeah, I'll work this. And so he just started working, and then they swapped places, so I didn't see him again until I was inside. But I just lived my little archaeology dreams, my forensic archaeologist, anthropologist, paleontologist dreams. I just listed off a bunch of different things. I know none of those are, it's paleontologist if it's dinosaur bones, right? I'm assuming yes. I don't know why I'm asking. I know the answer. I'm so tired. So I just excavated for a little bit, and then I was like, there's more kids coming in, so I was like, okay, I'm covering up when I uncovered and then left.
So I was gonna say, do these dinosaurs not have buttholes? But then I saw that. Is that a pee hole?
There was 2 food trucks outside, and then there was the expo hall little cafe inside. It's where I got this and a Gatorade. And then while I was waiting in line for that, I heard the announcer go, we're gonna have our dinosaur training session in 5 minutes or something. And so I went back over, and it was the same dinosaur that had been walking around. So I think there was just that one dinosaur for the wearable dinosaur costumes for this. It was cool to like go and see the kids get all excited. I gotta give the announcers credit for these things, because I always think that kids entertainers, there is something very impressive about that, to like be engaging to kids, especially kids in modern days where they're just all assholes. No, I'm kidding. Not that kids are assholes, but like, kids are very, like, so many kids are very precocious nowadays, and they're mean. That's the word. They're mean. They're not little assholes. They're just mean. But these kids were so young. It was a lot of toddlers. I want to make that abundantly clear. Very few 10-year-olds, I would say, more than anything. It was a lot of toddlers, and younger is probably better with the amount of, dinosaurs that we see. It's interesting though to see like different types of parents in this dynamic. You got the hot moms, you got the moms wrangling 6 kids whose husband is like working on his phone off to the side. You got the dad who like is clearly there with his kids alone and just doesn't want to deal with any other parents. So he like literally separated his chair from the other parents and is sitting further away. Like I said, I really think there should have been more chairs and seating inside. They had a whole covered area. I keep wanting to say convention center. It's an expo hall. The expo hall did outside on the grounds, but again, it got really hot, not enough shade. I really think that they should have had more seats inside and more tables inside that weren't just there for the crafts and excavation and all of that. And then I bought this shirt. This is a child's 4T. It says Jurassic Quest with all the dinosaurs on it. They did have a youth size, but they didn't have it in this cool size. So I just got this one. And, she didn't ask me where the child was, so.
I made an hour and a half. I think that's pretty good for someone who can't do much of anything here. Here's my dinosaur. I claim this one because I want to go inside of it.
Do I think this is worth it for parents? If your kid's obsessed with dinosaurs, I really think that's probably the best bet, because there was quite a few children that I saw who were like acting this was their Disneyland today, okay? And then there were kids who were leaving with their parents like the moment I left, and I think they were probably there less than I was. It was a fairly big crowd, I would say, so keep that in mind. More stuff for parents to do, I guess, or at least to like look at. There was a funny bit before they brought out Dinosaur Suit Guy for the kids that they had the announcer go, okay, we're gonna do this with me. Don't be that guy. Yes, with like roughhousing with the dinosaur and being mean to the dinosaur. And I think a bunch of laughs from parents for that one, which I thought was good. Because it's like, yeah, don't be that guy. But these kids don't fully know what that means. But it's not too young. You're never too young to learn to not be that guy. Oh yeah, my bag. What am I thinking? So first, we have Nature Sand Dinosaur Fossil. A little fossil kit that I get to excavate. That's fun. Oh. Fuck yeah. Hold on. I totally thought these were the craft bit because I saw quite a few kids wearing these and they were getting annoyed with them and throwing them in the trash, and the parents were like, no, put it back on. I want a photo, all this stuff. And it just wasn't working out because kids are kids. I can barely see, but I'm committed now. Dinosaur fossil putty. Fairly certain it's just slime with a little dinosaur figurine in it. All right, this isn't working. My lashes are being pushed into my eyeballs. Foam dinosaur gliders. Oh, do you guys remember these? Do they still make these? A little Tyrannosaurus Rex. No. A little Triceratops. Looks like a cabbage. Like a little cabbage man. Do you see the family resemblance? Oh, a dinosaur poster. That's kind of cool. Coloring with Dinosaurs Jurassic Quest edition. Let's see. I like these a lot, actually. These are pretty detailed. It's pretty cool. It's probably going to be it. Is this one as bad as what was on social media? No. But that does make me think that that's kind of bad, that there's like these two traveling bits of the same company potentially, and one is better dinosaurs and, animatronics than the other. I understand that, the dinosaurs are capable of being broken apart. You can see that in a lot of my clips. I was zooming in on like the clear divide of like where these dinosaurs have been taken apart and put back together over and over and over again. And they clearly don't fit together properly anymore, which is probably why some of the animatronics probably don't even work anymore, because they've been transported so often. Maybe it's that. Maybe there's just, hey, we've got the budget for a few of these. But then it's like, yeah, the price does rack up. Charging the same amount for general admission for kids and parents when they're going to have to go and buy tickets to ride on rides anyway once they get there is highway robbery. That's the stupidest thing I've heard, especially when parents can't do anything and they're basically just there to be what? They're the ones paying for, like, you're the parent. You're not even entertaining the parents. You're entertaining the kids. I could even justify charging more for kids than parents in this instant, because the parents are doing nothing. Why charge the kids the same price when you're going to have to buy the kids the new pass anyway, or tickets anyway? The ticket thing is the one thing where I'm like, I can't justify any of this because it's so stupid. The $36 for unlimited passes, for a kid, they're not going to know the difference, so I think it's fine. I remember going to the fair and like racking up ticket costs to go on rides and things like that, so I think that's fine for a one-day event like this. Maybe at least have more food trucks for the parents, because then think about it this way: the parents are only going to go there to watch their kids and spend money. If you were like going to go and monitor their kids to some degree so parents could go and sit down and have a soda together or something, that's one thing, but you're not doing that. So I don't get why you're also charging adults $22. 15 max. General admission, hey, you get to not go on the rides, but you get to do the coloring books and things like that. That would make sense. I think that's fine. It's still shitty because parents are gonna, like, obviously the moment you see the giant T-Rex ride, you're gonna have your child screaming their head off because I want to go on the T-Rex. Mom, can I go on the T-Rex? I want to go on the T-Rex. So it's so stupid. You need to charge the parents less. That's my opinion. Otherwise, this is like a money laundering scheme, because you don't have enough dinosaurs to justify the cost for everyone. And, you're traveling all over the place. Are you laundering money? I'm asking a question. I'm not making an accusation. I'm just asking a question. I think that's really going to be it. Have you ever heard of Jurassic Quest? Do you think that the arches are a thinly veiled comparison to Jurassic Park, Jurassic World? Did you also see Melissa's TikTok about Jurassic Quest? Do you think it's ridiculous that I drove 5 hours just to go to an event for you guys? Let me know. Comment down below. Reminder, I have a podcast, the Swell Shenanigans podcast. Reminder, I have merch. What's a good merch design for this? Adults love dinosaurs too? Yeah, something like that. Shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for supporting my Patreon. If you'd also explore my Patreon, leave this down below. Like to let me know with social media. That'll be all up here. And that's going to be it. Have a lovely day. Rawr. Like, I don't know what you would give the parents to do, which is why I'm just saying to charge them less.
Thank you, Andrew, Allen, Awful, BJ, Cameron, Christopher, Chris, Crispy, Crispy, Crash PC, China, Dirty One, Don, Elliot, Donnie, Evan, Eric, Eal, Hopeless Homer, Incognito, Isaiah, Joe, John M, Jordan, Joseph, Kenny, Kim, Kristen, Justin, Lamb, Lexus, Luis, May West, Madeline, Matt, Matthew S, Meme Lord, Michael, Michael J, Michael T, Micah, Nathaniel, Pat, Penn, Richard, Philip, Rob, Rosie, Red, Robert, Ross, Ryan, Sam, Serena, Skylar, Simon, Tasha, Timothy, Heavenly Plastic, Tyler, Tenzin, Tom, Thomas, Qwerty, Victor, Randy, Winter, Wendy, Will, Williams, Endry's Wink.